coming back to the first-time homebuyer incentive now,
Yes.
why do you think it was such a failure? And they finally stopped it, thank God. In our 4 or 5 year long career, we
Yeah.
never, maybe we did 1 or 2 transactions with the first-time homebuyer incentive,
Yeah.
and it was such a huge failure.
It was a failure because the government, like a lot of other government programs, had a lot of red tape and restrictions on who is a qualified applicant. So, all these restrictions, what they do is they actually eliminate a lot of buyers. So we got a lot of inquiries, but people were just not qualified for that program. So I
the
think
income was limiting at 4.5, right?
yeah,
4.5
initially
times the income.
it was 4.5. Now it's 4 times the income. So it's like, the 4 times or 4.5 times. So in certain areas it's 4 times, and in certain areas it's 4.5. Oshawa, I had a client recently, so someone who was buying in Oshawa was interested in the program, but then I found out that it's not part of the GTA region. So now I'm capped at 4 times.
I see.
So that 4 times now, if you do the math, clients qualified to borrow up to 4 times their income, but without that, they would be qualified for maybe 4.25 or 4.3 times. So now you're actually, the benefit is actually not having a positive effect. It's reducing their eligibility. And then it's also income restrictions. So clients who have
150.
income, higher than 150 or higher than 120 in non-GTA don't qualify, right?
So you're limited to 600K buying power.
Yes.
So 150 max times 4, you come to 600K max buying power, and you can only get condos in GTA. You cannot buy outside of GTA. You have to be in Greater Toronto area or Vancouver.
Yeah.
And that was very limiting factor as well.
Yeah, because the cap on the purchasing power doesn't align with the properties that are out there in the market, right?
If it was times 5 or 6, would make sense.
Yes.
But we understand that is not possible with current interest rates.
Yes.
But still, that's why this program was such a failure.
Yeah, exactly.
Good they took it out.
Use the money somewhere else, I would say.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
other ways to support people, right?
Bring affordable housing or whatever they can to
Yeah.
people. Were they able to achieve the budget that they set aside for this program? No.
I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was like in a certain billion that they had kind of set aside, and they were nowhere near that cap. Yeah.
I understand. So the few of the reasons that I can think of why the first-time homebuyer incentive was a failure. Number one, the buying power was limited by your income times 4. You can only buy in Greater Toronto area or Vancouver, and you would only qualify for 600K home because the income cap is 150K, and you can only buy condos.
Yeah.
Right? So people who cannot buy houses were disappointed with this program. So these are few of the reasons why this program was such a huge failure.
Yeah. Good conversation starter, good attempt by the government, but like a lot of other programs, big disconnect between reality and the way the program is designed. It just doesn't work. Yeah.
I guess there was lack of awareness of the ground level reality by the government.
Yes.
They are the experts, they know what they do.
Yeah.
But I think they need to look at the actual numbers, like what is the average price of GTA or Vancouver.
Yeah.
Vancouver is even worse than GTA.
Yes.
So 600K, like right now we can't even get like a 2-bed in Toronto.
Yeah.
Unless you want to buy like a really old condo with high maintenance fees, yes. But it is extremely challenging to find something in that budget. You have to go outside to Kitchener-Waterloo, Oshawa, up north or London, right? So we can explore all the areas on the outside, but within GTA it is very hard to find something in 600s.
Yeah. And the other reason as well is like the government's incentive or the program, the way it was designed, it was meant to reduce the monthly payment of the client by having an additional down payment component.
Yeah.
But when you do the actual math and you see that, okay, that additional 5% down payment on let's say a 500K property is actually nothing. So the impact on the payment in terms of reducing the payment amount is not worth what the client is giving up in equity. So you might save like $50, $65 a month off your payment, but in exchange, you're giving up 5% ownership. So
This was a big factor. And a lot of people didn't like the government is owning their property.
Yeah.
Even though it was a very small fragment, but still people don't grasp that idea.
Yeah, and especially when you give them the breakdown of the math, like this is what you're getting for giving up this amount.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense for most people, right?
Yeah.